Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 186 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us, Geeks on Tour. Today's beginner's lesson is using Zoom for online meetings, but first, Chris has something for you. Let's see if this will work. Hi, Chris.
All right, we ready for me to talk about my iPad?
Yes.
All right, so if you look in the lower right-hand corner here, that is the icon for Zoom. And I have my own account. I tap on Zoom, and I have set it up, you'll see this later, so that I can do just an instant meeting. All I have to do is tap New Meeting, and I'm using my personal meeting ID, and I start meeting. I have sent that link. Oh, I probably don't want to use the audio there, do I? I think I have to. What's going to happen here? So I have sent my personal meeting link to a couple of other people, and hopefully they're getting the message now that it's time for them to join me. So that's Chris and Chloe and Jeannie, if you're getting this message. So notice how this works, though. I am starting a meeting, and the meeting room is open, and I'm in it. Hey, Chris, hello. Thanks for playing. I'm good. And let's see if I can get this volume any louder. Okay, you might want to speak up a little bit. It's just going to come through my microphone. Hey, Jeannie. All right. If any of you, hi Chloe, so we have 3 people now. If any of you still have the YouTube playing, please turn that sound off. There we go. All right. And hey, Mesa, okay. Now, I can just tap the screen and go to Gallery View, and now you see us all in our own little squares. So, say hi, Jeannie. Hi, everyone. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Chloe. Hello, everyone. I'm in this. All right, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Chris just said he's out in Arizona. So, do you all have any questions that you can think of already about what you want to see us do in Zoom?
I would just like you to do a basic program because down it's in Arizona, 1,000 people like to communicate with our meetings and things, and we don't have the tools to do it, and this is so important. So management and our board doing this.
Well, thanks, and that is the idea. So just one thing before I close this quick meeting is, Chloe, show them how you can turn off your camera. It's just, you just move your mouse and you see a little video camera icon. She taps that. No, we don't say something. And we can still hear you. And then great. So come on back. Turn your video back on. Okay. And then I can also go into what's called speaker view. And now, so say Jeannie. Oh, I'm wondering if too much. Very little, actually, but you know, we can get together later. Yeah. I know how to reach the expert. But notice what happened. She started speaking. She took up the part of the screen. Okay, and is because I changed my view. Anybody who is on a Zoom controls what they see. The host just controls start with the basics back in our YouTube show in progress. All I do is tap on the screen, and I have a little that says end meetings. Everybody else would have a button that says leave meeting. Since it's my meeting, I can end it, and hi everybody, see you on YouTube. Okay. Sharing.
Having some issues with sound, and I'm not sure exactly where that is. This isn't a good ad for Zoom, is what we're saying.
Oh, well, realize it's not. Zoom is really, really good with the sound and the video. Realize that we're doing a Zoom within a Zoom.
Within a meeting.
YouTube.
Yeah, this is a tough one. So I hope that the recordings that we have will show up a lot better. I expect they will. But we've been in and out of this thing a couple of times, so we're still working on it, okay?
So back to slideshow.
Yep.
Back to the slides.
Right. There.
Because really, one of the main points we want to make is how easy Zoom really is.
And it is if you're just using that, but
you're just using Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, it is a tough one. So anyhow, so we have the slideshow back up there.
Okay.
All right. So Chris, where are we now?
Well, first let's introduce. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jim.
in case you haven't ever joined us before, and we are Geeks on Tour. Geeks are also known as propeller heads, so that's why we wear these funky little hats, and we teach beginners and more advanced people, primarily travelers. We're usually talking about photos and maps and smartphones, but it's because there are so many people needing to meet online because they can't meet face-to-face now, we thought this would be a good time to teach Zoom.
And this is our first time doing it with multiple Zooms, so it's a lot of fun.
Where we are now is our home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but we use Zoom a lot for our Toastmasters meetings. There might be some Toastmasters, and our Toastmasters district tonight is doing another online training for Zoom. We go to a regular restaurant meeting where we have fellow Toastmasters meeting face-to-face. That's the picture up on the top. But we also have an online Toastmasters meeting that uses Zoom, and there are people from all over the world that join in on that Zoom meeting. That's the little image in the lower right. Okay. So now, as Jim said, as Jim said, we do have some pre-recorded videos teaching some things about Zoom. So,
well, I want to talk about, the Backstage Pass is the next slide, and we use Zoom meeting after the show, and if you are a premium Geeks on Tour member, you'll get the link in an email, or we have it on our member login screen. Okay. Questions? Well, I don't see a whole lot of questions here, but I'm having a hard time looking at everything. We'll see how that goes later. So, Chris.
Let me see. A lot of... Okay. So Sheila said that she already saw some things that she did not know about on my screen. So bringing people into Zoom meetings. And they say I was echoing.
Yeah, well.
And Hugh says, looks like you're using OBS to Zoom.
Yes, I am. That's true.
So that's another piece. That's another piece of this that's going on.
Hey.
All right, so a couple of slides here first. Just what is Zoom? If you're tuning in and say, what are they talking about? Well, that's why we gave a little example of a meeting in the beginning. It's not just video calling. I mean, a lot of you may use FaceTime on iPhones and iPads so that you have a video phone call, and I don't know how many they're up to now, but you can have multiple. It used to just be one-on-one. Another one is Google Hangouts, Facebook Messenger, you can do video calling, and Skype, you can do video calling. Now, I believe all of these, every participant needs to have an account. At least last time I used any of these, I could not video call with somebody unless I knew their account. And then you are actually calling, like a phone number, you're calling. So one more click, Jim. The Zoom we call video meetings. If you noticed in my quick little demo at the beginning, I opened a meeting. I could just be sitting there all by myself if nobody showed up. And the only thing that people need to be able to join that meeting is the link, the meeting ID. They do not need an account. It is totally free. It's the host is the only one that needs an account, and it's still a free account. Everything we're showing here today is part of the free Zoom meeting software. Now, if you want to find out more, you just go to the web. Zoom.us is the name of the website. And if you click on support in the upper right-hand corner, you will see the Zoom help system. And it is awesome. It has, I think this is one of the best help systems I have ever seen. Number one, if you have a specific question, just type it into that search. And number two, they have popular topics with very quick little videos. If you just want to know, if you know how to use Zoom, but you just don't know how to use the screen sharing, just go to the screen sharing video and see what they say. But if you want more, if you just want to get kind of immersed, down at the very bottom, there's this thing called live training. And they do a live Zoom call, I think every day, where you can participate and ask questions. But also, if the live training doesn't fit into your schedule, click on it anyway and scroll down, and you'll see where they have recorded their live training so that you can watch a past training that they've done. Excellent, excellent help. Anything you want to know, you can find here. So our first pre-recorded section that we're going to show you is joining. I mean, there's two parts to Zoom, right? There's hosting a meeting and there's joining a meeting. Well, the great majority of people won't host one. They will, but they might join one. So that's what this first video is about, is just joining a meeting.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and this tutorial video is about using Zoom for online meetings. This lesson is your very first Zoom meeting. How do you join it? First of all, what equipment do you need? Your laptop is perfect. It has a camera built in, and it has microphone built in. Now, if you're in a noisy environment, you might want to use a headset instead or some earbuds, but today's laptops, the microphone that's built in is pretty good.
So to join a Zoom meeting for the very first time, you do not need an account in Zoom. All you need is the meeting ID of the meeting you want to join. Let me show you what I mean. You just go to zoom.us and click Join a Meeting. Now, I was told, or I got a text message or something, that the meeting ID is, and you click join. If this is the very first time you've done this on this computer, you will be asked to download just a tiny little Zoom app. I clicked OK. Big orange arrow says click on Zoom, and it installs. Very easy. It asks what name I want to appear for me. I can just type Chris and join meeting. And you get the opportunity to say whether or not you want to join with video. And you also do want to join with computer audio. Hi, Jim.
Hello.
This is the way it opens up at first, but if I click on gallery view, now it puts us in our own little boxes here. And if you need to sneeze, you might want to mute your audio. You do that by just clicking on the microphone. Now he can't hear me. All right, now show him what it looks like for your side.
I can't hear you.
Oh, show him what it looks like from your side. Try muting and we'll see the little red microphone. And now we can't hear him. Same thing with the video.
But I get a message up there that tells me that I'm muted. It hears that I'm speaking and it tells me that I've muted. It's kind of cool.
So to unmute, you just click the microphone again. Click it to mute.
And sometimes just pressing the space bar works too. But don't expect it to work every time.
And then the camera, the same thing. You can turn the camera off and then it just goes to your name, turn it back on, and it comes on. But what if you need to more fine-tune? For example, I have two cameras on this computer and it is the webcam that's being active. What if I don't want that? You click on the little arrow instead and switch to the different camera. There, you can see. So same thing with the microphone. I'm using a headset. If I take the headset off, I might want to change it. So these are the things that when you first join a meeting, people might say they can't see you or they can't hear you. These are the things to look at. And when you're ready to leave a meeting, you click leave a meeting down in the lower right-hand corner. Now there's one other way to get into a meeting. Let's say that you actually were sent a link. And here is the link in an email, so all you have to do then is just click the link. And since I've already downloaded the Zoom app, it just says Open Zoom Meetings. Join with video. Join with audio. And now I might want to make it full screen as well. Hi, Jim.
How we doing?
Doing good. And just one last thing I want to show you, and that is, what if you've moved away? You decided you needed to check your email for some reason, so you go over and you're looking at your email. Now, how do you get back to your Zoom meeting? You might be surprised to see it's not up on your browser tabs at all. That's because it's an app. It's down here on your taskbar. You click that, and now we're back. Okay. Thanks for playing. And I'm going to leave meeting. Oh, stop it.
Any questions on that part yet?
Kinds of questions up here. Let's see. Somebody says there's a lot of apps for the iPad, and there are many Zoom apps, and which one they'll load.
Okay, well, what we're using is Zoom Meetings. That's what I was using on the iPad, was just called Zoom Meetings, or it might have even been web meetings.
Yeah. And will there be bandwidth problems with so many people using Zoom now?
Good question. So far, so good. I have been thoroughly impressed with Zoom's ability to ramp up.
Okay, Nancy's asking if anyone's answering questions here. Well, it's just the two of us, so some people in the chat are answering questions, but we're trying our best to keep up with it. Showing your desktop, for example, slides presentation. Well, we kind of do that here too. You can share your desktop, and that's things that's really, really cool. See.
Where do you access menu for multiple cameras or microphones? That's what we showed in the very end of that, well, in the middle of that video. If you just move your mouse, if you're assuming you're on a computer, if you move your mouse, the little microphone and the little video camera icons will appear in the lower left-hand corner. You just click on them to mute and unmute, or you click the little arrow that's right beside them to get to all the details about it. And if you're on a mobile device, same thing, you just tap the screen and then you might see it in the upper right corner. And we will look at that one more time. So now, and it's actually in this video. So here's another pre-recorded segment that talks about when you're inside a meeting, and this is a meeting with a lot of people in it, so you get to see the difference of what it looks like and the different controls that you have.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and we really like using the Zoom software for group meetings. If you do this, you need to know the difference between speaker view and gallery view. Gallery view is that button in the upper right, and you can even have multiple screens full. If you can click on the left arrow or the right arrow, you will see the other screens of gallery view. Then you have the choice to switch to speaker view. That means whoever's talking has the main part of the screen, and you can switch back and forth between gallery view and speaker view as often as you like. When you're in speaker view, whoever is on the main speaking has on the main stage. If somebody else starts talking, then it switches to their face. Even if somebody just coughs, they may take over the main speaker view. So if you want to stay with one speaker, you do what's called pinning. And you can do that in the gallery view. You find the person you want, click on the three dots on their little square, and pin. The fact that it's pinning shows up at the top. If you want to return to the auto switching speaker view, just click that button to unpin. Now, how do you control your video and audio? In the bottom left of the screen, you'll see a little microphone and a little video camera. Next to the microphone, there's an up arrow. That gives you even more options. You can change your volume there. The little video camera, if you click on it and click that up arrow, you will see the different choices you have here, like virtual background. Now, to just say, I don't want my face on the screen, you just click and put that red line through the video camera, and now it's just your icon or your logo that shows up. Same thing with the audio, you turn it on or off just by clicking on that microphone. If you want to share your screen, that's the green button in the bottom middle. The chat is very useful, so you can send a message to one participant or to the whole group by opening up this chat sidebar with that button down at the bottom. You can choose to chat with everybody or just one individual.
Okay, and these videos, by the way, are available separately as well. And if you just go to our YouTube channel, you'll be seeing them all there, and we are making them public, right, Jim?
That's right, they are all public.
Okay. So, are you ready for this, Jim?
I don't think so.
Shall shall we invite people in?
Okay, we can give it a shot. I will type in the number in the chat.
Well, I can paste it in.
Okay, you're going to use that one? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I can. No. I mean, it's the Zoom meeting that we are in. The Geeks On Tour Zoom meeting.
Right.
But I can just copy it because you gave me the link to that chat.
Okay.
I can. There. Okay. So we're going to try to have a real Zoom meeting here live within YouTube.
We're doing this without a net.
Yeah, so it might not last very long, but if anybody wants to join us, just all you have to do is click that link that we just put into the live chat.
Okay, now I have to go find it.
Yeah, you need to put the actual Zoom meeting up on the YouTube screen.
Right.
Let me see if there's any other questions here.
Okay, we have a couple of people trying to come in.
Oh, and Jim has set the setting correct to have a waiting room. Or did you not? Hello. All right. Warren. Hello.
Hey.
And everybody is coming in muted at the beginning. That's a setting. So if you want to talk, you have to unmute yourself. Say,
Hello, good afternoon.
all right.
Okay, I just unmuted it. Can you hear me, Chris?
We can. Hi, honey.
Hi, how are you?
We don't see you, though.
Okay, start video on the bottom.
Right.
My.
Right. And then if you're not talking, please do re-mute yourself because that's where we're getting all the background noise and feedback. There we go. Yeah, you're like the neighbor across the fence that... Okay. So this is how it works. And if I then want to share my screen, will that work, Jim? I'm going to try it and just see what
sure.
happens.
That'll be fun.
So if I share my screen, now everybody, instead of seeing the group of people, wrong screen. There. Right? Now you're seeing Geeks On Tour website?
No. Not in here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this really is tough. For those of you who are members, you can join us in the backstage, and that we're just using Zoom rather than a Zoom within a Zoom and on YouTube.
Let's see. Yeah, now I have you. This is crazy.
Okay. Well, shall we just leave them there as we go on, or do we want it?
There's a bunch of them.
Does anybody here have a comment then on what? Oh, hello, Sue.
And
Sue, say
Debbie
hello.
Diver's here too. We don't see her.
You need to unmute.
Question.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Debbie. All right. And was that Sue saying question?
Okay, hi, no, it was Karen.
Hi, Sue. Oh, okay.
It's Karen.
Go ahead.
Can anybody share who's on the screen or only the host?
Say that again.
Can anyone share screen or only the
I use this for help, for teaching. I will even connect just one-on-one, and I'll let them share their screen, and I can tell them what to do.
Thank you.
And it's a great, and you can also share mobile device screens, which is just amazing. Just amazing. So I do that. I've helped people figure out how to do something on their Android phone using this. Hey, Dippies, tell them where you are.
I am in Awanga, California, and I live at one of the SKP co-ops. I'm watching this because they have canceled all of our meetings due to social distancing, but we still need to, discuss issues in our resort. And so I'm sharing this with, our board members, et cetera, as an alternative to our in-person meetings. I really thank you. It's timely.
All right. Great.
Dazzle says, hey, Auntie Chris.
Hey, Dazzle. Okay, Jim.
Yeah.
How do we go on from here?
I don't know. Maybe we should just throw everybody out.
No.
Yeah, so
This is very gutsy, Chris.
I know. I know. Somebody called us heroes. I say more like crazy people.
Takes one to know one.
Okay, question? Okay, Hugh. Everybody else mute.
I'm going to mute everybody. Unmute yourself.
Me. What Jim did there was just mute everybody. And then anybody who wants to speak has to unmute.
Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Hugh.
I think Hugh is making a lot of noise, and I unmuted him again.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to ask everybody to leave this meeting so we can go on with the lessons.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we will have the meeting afterwards. So.
Okay, go ahead. You're still there. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's try one last time, Hugh, and then we'll ask you to just put the question in the chat.
No, he left.
Oh, okay. So can you kick people out, or do we have to ask them to leave?
I guess I can. I've never done that.
Okay. I don't hear you. You're muted.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So next comes the mobile device. Video number 616.
Okay.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and I have started a Zoom meeting on my laptop, and Mr. Bear here has joined me, and Jim is going to show us how he joins using his mobile phone.
Okay, so Chris has said that she sent me an email with today's Zoom meeting. So I tap on that email, and I just have to click on the link that she sent. I have the app installed, so I'll use the Zoom app. I have to enter my name. So the audio should be on now. Do you hear me, Chris?
I do. I hear you. Hello. I don't see you yet, though.
Okay. Let me turn on my start video. There I am.
There you go.
I can swipe right to see the gallery view, so everyone who's in the Zoom meeting will show up here, up to the limits of the size of the screen, of course. And if I go the other, because I was in auto driving mode, I swiped all the way over to the far left screen, and it mutes my
audio and it mutes my video. When I come back to the correct screen, which is the middle screen, then the audio and video come right back on. Okay.
And then if I wanted to see where you are, can you switch the camera so that I'm looking out the back of the camera rather than the selfie?
Absolutely. I tap on the screen to bring up my camera controls, and then I have the control that goes to the other camera, that switches the camera. And now you should be seeing our RV.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? So this is our RV. I'm sitting in the front. The seat is turned around. The passenger seat is turned around, and that's the back of our van. Pretty cool. To get to the controls, you need to tap the screen.
So try sharing your screen.
All right, let's see what comes through. I'll share and screen. Careful, it says. Okay, so my video is paused during this screen share, so it's expecting me to share something that's on my screen. Tap on the screen and stop sharing.
And then say goodbye, Jim.
Goodbye, Jim. Goodbye, Chris. Goodbye, Mr. Bear. I'll tap on the screen to bring up my menu again and tap on leave in the upper right. You really want to leave the meeting? Yeah, not really, but I will. See you soon.
That worked okay.
Okay. And as I say, all these pre-recorded videos are available. And I think there's another slide now.
All right.
So if you just want to join a meeting, you don't even need a Zoom account. You just click on a link and you're in the meeting as long as you have a device that works with it. The free account allows up to 100 participants for 40 minutes. Now, yes, somebody mentioned Zoom has waived that 40-minute limitation during this time where so many people need the online meeting services. But generally, a free account, the main limitation is the 40 minutes. Everything we've been doing is available on free accounts. So if you need to host a meeting, you do need an account, and this video shows you how to get one.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and this tutorial video is just about signing up for an account with Zoom for meetings. You don't have to have an account just to join a meeting, but if you ever want to host a meeting, you do. So you just go to a browser. I'm doing this on my iPad, and go to zoom.us. Sign up, it's free. Put in your email and sign up. You get an email. Once you open that email and click the link, you'll need to enter your name and create a password. You now have a Zoom account. As soon as you've created an account, an email, and a password, you will be able to start a meeting using your personal meeting ID. This personal meeting ID, or URL, you can just send to anybody. When they click it, they can join you in a meeting. If you want to use your personal ID for creating instant meetings, then you need to check your settings. So over here under settings, and you will see use personal ID when scheduling a meeting. I don't think you should do that. That should stay off. But use personal ID when starting an instant meeting might be a good idea. And then you need to know whether or not you want to require a password. For instant meetings, if you want to make it really easy, I say no, and there is the setting for that. So use personal ID when starting an instant meeting and do not require a password for the easiest possible way to schedule quick meetings. All you need is an account, and now you can just do host a meeting, send people that link, and you're in business.
Hey. Oh.
Another slide or two, and then we're about done. So settings, these are so important. There are tons and so if you're going to host meetings, then you need to look over all of these settings. And where do you go if you want to learn more about what those settings are? Not geeksontour.com. You
Go to Zoom
zoom.us, click on their support menu, and their help system there will answer any questions you have in these settings. So you can schedule a meeting. So for example, we have a meeting, and this is with the two of the people that you met in the very first little video there, Chloe and Jeannie. We meet with them and a few others every Friday morning and have been for years. We use the same meeting ID and the same settings. All we do is show up. Okay, one more.
Well, we do want to say hi to our live viewers, and there are a bunch of you out there. We appreciate you answering questions in the chat while we're at it.
Yeah, I know we have a couple of real Zoom experts out there. Michael Daniels, thank you so much. And lots of other of our viewers I know use Zoom a lot.
Cool.
So there's no questions we want to field right here.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked if two monitors would make it easier to work with, and I think if you're comfortable working with two monitors, it can certainly be an advantage in these Zoom meetings, because you can have something go on one monitor and be able to see what's going on, stuff in. So there's a lot to it, but it's very minimal part. It's very, very easy to put all the stuff together. That said, it can be pretty intricate too.
I see a couple people said that they got bumped out of our meeting.
Yeah, I kicked them out.
Oh, don't take it personally, Laura and Bill. Sorry.
Yeah.
He closed the Zoom meeting. Okay.
Yeah, I locked the Zoom meeting for people coming in, because I think we did what we wanted to do there. We demonstrated that it can be done a lot of ways. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
You don't know?
I think we're ready for review questions then. Our questions of you guys.
Okay. I do want to remind everybody that there's Backstage Pass going on. After this show, you should have the link. If you don't, check your email or go to our website, geeksontour.com, and look at your member login page. The link is there.
Now, just to make sure you realize, this is a different link than the one that we used in this meeting.
Right.
So you can have lots of different meetings. You know, think of a community center with different rooms, and you can use them all.
Yeah. There you are. Tough time finding you. Okay.
That's because I'm so far away. I'm usually sitting right beside you.
Become a member. See our website, Geeks on Tour, all of that other stuff. And if you're watching here on YouTube, click the bell to get reminded and subscribe to our channel. Great. Well, here we are. Did you learn something? Yeah, never to do this again. The free version of Zoom meetings allows for up to 100 people in a meeting with a limit of what, Chris?
40 minutes Although, as I say, that's being waived right now. And if you have just one-on-one, I didn't mention that. If you only have 2 people in a meeting, there is no time limit. It's when you get 3 and more that the free version has a time limit of 40 minutes. And by the way, the paid-for version, there's several different levels, but we just pay $15 a month, and that waives that 40 minutes.
Okay. True or false? To participate in a meeting, in a Zoom meeting, you must have a Zoom account to participate. True or false?
That's what makes it so easy. Only the host needs to know what they're doing. You host a meeting, send people the link, they join.
Okay. True or false? To create or host a Zoom meeting, you must have a Zoom account.
Absolutely true. But you can get just the free account. That's fine.
Right, so it's free to have an account. If you don't see the microphone icon, what do you do?
Well, what I'm getting at there is this, all of your tool icons go away when the meeting is in progress. So to bring them back, you just have to either wiggle your mouse or touch the screen, and then they'll appear.
Okay, you can participate in a Zoom meeting using laptop, desktop, smartphone, and tablet.
The only one in there that has some caution to it is the desktop, because not all desktop computers have a camera or a microphone. So just realize that any computing device that has a camera and a microphone. And even then, there are ways to call in with a regular phone so your voice can come through to the meeting, even if you don't get a visual.
Okay. So if your meeting is requesting a password and you don't want that, what do you do?
Check your settings and change them accordingly for the meeting. And you can have different settings for different meetings.
Right. Well, Chris, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows?
geeksontour.com. And the menu item is now just called YouTube Show.
Gotta change that.
I do.
And the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters.
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is blogs and news.
Okay. So why do people pay nearly $60 a year to join Geeks on Tour?
There's several member benefits. Number one, you can ask us questions on the Q&A page. You gain access to hundreds of tutorial videos, learning guides, and 7 ebooks. You get the written notes from these shows. This is going to be a fun one to write up. And some people become members just to say thank you for all the free stuff we give. And now Backstage Pass is another benefit of membership.
Next time. Where are we going to do it next? Next week? Live show?
Well, depends on whether or not we get on a plane on Monday. It's not looking good. But I don't know. Yeah, we don't know when we're going to do our next show.
Okay, but if you do have an idea for a topic or something like that, please put it into the comments on our website, on our Facebook, anytime you can see us around. Give us a suggestion. Leave a comment here on this YouTube video, too. And if it's something that you liked, go with it.
Okay, I see a question. It looks like we're going to have to get a comment wrangler for things like this, Jim.
Yeah.
Sue is saying, please answer Michael's question. Do participants have to have the Zoom downloaded? They actually don't have to, but it's highly recommended, and it's so easy to do. If for some reason you can't download the Zoom app, there is a link, as long as the host okayed it in the settings, that says you can use the web interface. So there is a way to join a Zoom meeting without downloading the Zoom app, just using the web interface, but the host needs to check the settings and make sure that's allowed.
And just using the browser version on a mobile device, there are some limitations that you don't. But if it doesn't work for your device, then you can do it that way. Absolutely.
Okay, I see another one. Jeannie asks, in order to share a document or resource during a meeting, I assume you need to put the link in the chat, as you did for the meeting. Yes. To share a document, there's even another step. Once again, it must be allowed in the settings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Joel says there's no longer a time limit or people limits on the free version for the time being. Yeah, Zoom, the company, allows people to get past these time limits during this coronavirus pandemic problem. Hopefully all you guys are practicing your social distancing. Yeah, we're doing it right here. Chris is upstairs. I'm downstairs. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of good information out there, so check it out. Let's go here. Right. Well, I think that's about it for us this week. Have enough? Want to do more, Chris?
I don't see any other. Can 2 Zoom meetings be joined while they're live? No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
I don't know that one. And I think I don't see anything else that we haven't covered. Okay.
All right.
Yep. So we'll see members. Any member who wants to join us in the backstage. See you in a few.
All right. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour. See you next time.
Keep pressing those buttons.
Yeah, what does this button do?
How about the one that says stop?